love. Ending this old love is ending part of my spirit, part of my happiness, part of me. Ending this old love that somehow wasn't strong enough to hold either of us true, not strong enough to divert destructive habits, not strong enough for the baby I wanted. And this old love makes me mourn because, weak as it is the strongest love I've known. Leaving the nest of our love makes me feel like a bird that doesn't know how to fly. I see only the long drop and the empty space. I fear that the wings of love will be broken in the terrible fall from what was once ours, warm, safe, and sure. Mostly at night. This was after mostly at night. What I can't forget, what keeps coming back, going through my mind over and over, mostly at night, is how he would stop, look into my eyes with that devilish smile from between my legs and say, now I'm going to get even for everything you said and did. Now I'm going to make you pay. Beginning an avalanche of feeling and anticipation. Then this was later on. This is when I heard Bukowski had cancer. I didn't really write about him much after I left. I wrote him a letter once, and I didn't write it ever again. One letter. He answered one letter, and it was like it wasn't right, and I just stopped. When I heard, this is when I heard Bukowski had cancer. Somebody told me he had cancer. And the Mississippi was flooding at that time. Dark clouds gather, rolling in on memories, lightning, thunder. A cloud burst in my eyes, and rain, rain, rain. The old man river crests at 50 feet above what is normal. I know tomorrows are uncertain. I know someday there will be a world without my heart song singing. But that knowledge saddened the sky, bringing rain, rain, rain. This is called the Bukowski chant. No one told me of his death from L.A. to San Francisco. My nephew called from Utah when he read about it in USA Today, but then I wouldn't have been invited to the funeral anyway. I just went into my own Bukowski chant. I knew he'd probably be coming over, and when he came, I invited him to lie down next to me like we did back then. Of course, none of them knew or understood my heart or his. Bukowski knew. He knew and knew and knew. Through all of his denial, he knew what I did, what he did, what was between us. Nothing could change it, not even death. It was best that we didn't see each other again in this life. I was right to leave him. I was right not to take his drunken abuse and his unfaithfulness and free him to enjoy the fruits of his fame, especially after I had already had his love. After that, he came to see me again, and I asked him to lie next to me like we used to do. We both recharged, me and body, he and spirit, holding up to old memories. I could feel him there all night, spiritually plugged in and being together, just being together. Next morning, he took a dislike to my friend Dave when we arrived, all kisses. And he decided to leave. Well, bye, I said. I don't sleep much with married men anyway. Well, I know he married Linda, don't you? Linda Lee. I mean, the old man is gone. Somebody asked me to write Tattoo Magazine. This is the last poem. The old man is gone, dead and gone, and there is no one to write his special low-down reality, no one to cheer us with humorous insight into human error, no one to ridicule life's absurdities and remind us to laugh at ourselves. The old man is gone, and his solar plexus of heat and light, a simmering volcano, molten earth is quiet, and as the volcano, he too has returned to earth. a mountain having fallen from his flow of words. The old man is gone, and he left his ever-present imprint cut forever in the sculpture stone. And the earth seems older, birds are not seen, race horses are less spirited. Rose petals are falling, and there's a hot wind and a gray storm in the sky. For who can do what he did with wise wit and easy lines? The old man is gone. This is the last one, I'm sorry. The scar still shows. He etched his name on my heart, and though years have passed, the scar of that name still shows. And as I read old words of love, tears flow from a well that should have long been dry. In painful memory I return for a brief time and relive that time when our joy sailed forth as sunshine. Thank you all for coming.
I would like to ask you a question. I've never met the man, but whoever runs this show, he brings tears to my eyes. I heard his name's Jerry.
Yeah.
I want to say bless Jerry for bringing angels like you to give us the word. All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you very much. Any questions, anybody?
Don't be bashful. I'm sure there's questions out there. Come on, this is your opportunity. I mean, who knows them better than you?
Yeah, Jack Michelin had a real presence around here at the time when but do you have any, what was your impression of Jack Michelin?
Yeah, I knew Jack for many years.
All right, we have fun out here.
I've written about different poems about him, and I brought that sculpture to San Francisco when they named the alley after him over there. After his son asked me to bring it, but I sculptured that. I moved to Phoenix to get away from Bukowski's because we were forever getting back together again, and it just was painful. It went on, and I finally sold my house and moved to Phoenix. But he showed up in Phoenix. And he wanted his head sculpture. He thought he should be part of the. he actually came ready to have his head sculpture, and I sculptured that head in one day in 8 hours. I usually, have 5 sessions. That is 8 hours. 2 hours a day. But 5 days maybe it would be more like it. Or once a week I do it, but I did that in one 8-hour session. And
His son is down there, right?
he's in Tucson. But all during that day, he was drawing pictures, and I got a couple pictures he made, and a couple poetry books he left there, and and I saw him quite a bit when I was out here too, before he died.
I love that one because it's got that twisted head. You don't see that often.
Well, that's the way he was. He always kept that head. He was always like, oh, they really. He was always that way. And Harold, I sculptured that in the back of a bookstore, Abandoned Planet bookstore down here. He lives right around the corner from there, so I sculptured him. And I wish that I'd had a recorder there, because he told the best stories that day. That I wish I'd had all those stories that he had to tell. I also sculptured A.D. Winans. I've got a sculpture. The head of him got burned up in a fire, and I just got it to take it back home so I can refinish it. He had a fire in his apartment. Okay, get down here.